So that the other thing is we're trying to honor a group of ladies that volunteered during the Vietnam War called
Mhm.
Donut Dollies, and they worked
Yes.
for the American Red Cross. And people will say, well, what's the big deal about that? Well, the big deal is that the Vietnam War ended 50 years ago this year. This is the last group of volunteers that have never been truly recognized. And we
Oh,
believe that that a congressional gold medal issued to these ladies. So over 680 volunteers, three of them died in their service overseas that were volunteers, mainly all young women
mhm.
between the ages of, 20 and 24 years old, went over, to carry out cups of coffee, traveled around the different areas. Absolutely, there it is. We actually have a call to action piece on there. So you can go in, you can pull it up on the VVA website, and you send a letter to your congressman, to your senator. Please sign on. Well, not a lot of people have signed on because they're too caught up in all of this other drama and nonsense that's going on.
That's
But
right.
this is very important. Most of these ladies are now obviously in their 70s and 80s. And what a shame to miss the opportunity to honor the ones that are still alive. What a disgraceful thing.
Yes.
It's just as disgraceful as whenever you see people get the Medal of Honor 100 years after they've died. You know what I mean? And that's
Right.
happened, some of them from the Civil War and World War One.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's because we get caught up in things that really the minutia of politics. But let's get into the heart of the matter here. The heart of the matter is honoring these ladies for what they
Mhm.
did, their valiant service, and we stand behind that. And we really are pushing hard for biological research. We believe that historical preservation and the proper accounting of historical actions are important for the future. So you'll see in that we are big on the legacy side of things. You see that.
The donut dollies you talked about, this is real close to my heart. There are some alive, right? They're in their 80s or 90s, I'm assuming.
70s and 80s. Yeah, they're
Hmm.
mainly in their late 70s and 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're beautiful ladies, and they're not asking for a pension. They're not asking for any of those things. What they're asking for is just a little recognition
Wow.
for
Wow.
what they did.